One of those days.
I don't know what you just did. Doesn't look like you did anything. Was it already on when they were listening to it?
Well, no, I just...
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Shenanigans. Hey, Danny, can you check the television? It's quite a morning. It's a fantastic morning. I'm making this up as I go along. Anyway, shop news. Exciting on the shop news front. I've got the classroom tore apart because we're redoing the floor, so that was kind of part of my excitement this morning. We do have a Kimberbell event that we're in the process of planning for October 22nd and 23rd. It's that Saturday, Sunday. We're going to be getting the details out here pretty soon. That is in the works. We have limited seats. If we have enough people interested, we will probably be doing a second one either the week after or in a couple weeks after that. So either first part of November, just because we have limited space in the classroom, so we can't accommodate everybody. But if there's a lot of interest in our Kimberbell event that we're planning for the 22nd, we will also be offering a second weekend on that. I'm waiting just for the details on that before we put it on the calendar, because when I talked to Kimberbell, they had to double check, make sure that they were going to have kits available for us. She said it should be good, but I'm just waiting to confirm that before I try and sell it to y'all. But we put it, it's on the calendar. Keep your calendars open if you're interested. That's coming up. Anything else? What else is new and exciting? Eddie, anything? I'm drawing a complete blank on stuff. It's been one of those days. I was up late last night tearing up floor. And why does that thing keep misbehaving? Is it misbehaving out there or just here?
I can't even get it on here, so.
Oh, okay. So we're just
TV don't like us.
we're having all sorts of technical difficulties. Anyway, that being said, so like I said, we got Kimberbell coming up. No new fabric this week, really.
Mind you, is Tula.
But didn't we have that last week?
Did we show it off?
I don't know if we showed it off or not. But Tula Parisville did come in. That is so if you're interested, that's here. We just ordered a bunch of fabric from Robert Kaufman, so that's exciting. We should have some stuff rolling in from them probably in October, I believe. And like I said, keep an eye on our website. We're going to be adding more classes to that here in a little bit as we kind of get rolling forward. And I think that's it for excitement here as far as shop news goes. So that being said, let's get into. Sounds like Becky. Becky sounds like she's having a day.
Picking up all my goodies. And then construction. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I'm worth waiting for, though, you know.
Oh, you always are. Absolutely. I was just getting ready to get into other.
This is what it looked like when it come in.
When did their boxes come in?
When you were out.
Nobody told me they
yourself.
came in. I'm gonna wait for these boxes. I'm gonna show those off.
Oh no, I got something to show off.
Well, can we show them the boxes? I just want to show them what the kits are gonna look like.
Oh, I got a kit I'm gonna show them.
Oh, but anyway, if you're buying our kits.
Okay, now we're all off tack, because after you talk about that, I'm gonna show you what we're.
So our prairie kits that we're working on putting together for everybody is gonna come in this fancy project box.
Yes.
All packaged for you. That's actually included in the price of
It's actually going to be a little fancier than that.
Oh, probably yes.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect you guys to
when
not.
you're gone, we do things.
And you see, and I even ordered them with the
Rose gold.
with rose gold handles because.
My favorite color.
Yeah. See, you have the.
This is
you have
my
the bland
old.
gray.
This is my old broken one. What? Oh yeah, that's my friend.
So if you are interested, our prairie kits are coming in these boxes.
No, but can I show
Do
you?
your thing, yeah. We're
all off, but this is not prairie. This is chicken soup.
Okay.
And this is also like a turbo. Me and Danny, you should never go away for a long weekend and let us do. Blah, 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 blah. We are dangerous together. So, get this. Inside your.
Our kit, yeah.
Perry Meadow.
Yeah.
This is chicken soup, just a different model.
Okay.
Will be all your shapes.
Okay.
Right? But we also promised you laser cut shapes.
Yes.
And we don't want them to be a big fat mess.
Oh my gosh, you guys are going all out.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Directions. Direction.
Oh, we're
Don't look at my notes.
Are we printing off the directions too?
We are.
Okay.
And
Good to know.
see, this is what I do. He shouldn't go away.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then, what is this?
And you get your pre-cut shapes. Nice.
But this is organized by block.
By
In this
block.
case, it's by chicken.
Okay.
Danny came up with this.
So.
And then I went, oh, well, I'm going to take it up a notch.
Of course.
Because that's what I do.
So this will come with your kit if you buy your kit through us.
Now, definitely this binder is really flimsy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a really crappy binder, but that's all I can afford to put in your box.
Yeah.
So if you
Well, it
want to
keeps- it
get a
keeps them
fancy,
organized.
look, Danny's giving me. Now we're putting binders in. Yes.
We're not gonna have room.
Oh yes, we
Yeah,
are.
we are. It'll
Oh
be
yeah.
fine.
This is chicken soup right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but we also got 12 blocks.
Yeah, but you
in
see,
there.
this is
And
I
big.
know.
that's not finished.
I
know.
thought I was
This
gonna-
is this.
All right.
I thought I was getting the
Don't make
3-inch box.
promises until we can fit it.
I already
thought-
made it.
I thought we
already
were getting
made
3-inch
it.
boxes. We got 6-inch boxes. There's plenty of room.
Oh, there's plenty
There's
of
plenty of
room.
room.
This is all a chicken soup.
Yeah, plenty of room.
This is all chicken soup.
So-
I made a page
So
for
go
every
on.
chicken.
So go on.
And I need more for this guy.
Okay.
No, I don't need more actually. It's 12 blocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're
You
interested,
go, girl. You go, girl.
we have limited numbers. We have 24 of these kits. Half
And
of them are already sold. So if you want this,
Danny has made a beautiful label for the top of our
But
box.
it's not gonna be pretty. We're just gonna throw it in there.
No,
so.
it is going to be pretty, or it's not going out the door.
there's like a fly
'Cause-
that's driving me nuts.
Did you change underwear?
I did change underwear. Yes.
Okay, so
I actually
what's
changed underwear while I was camping. It was that gross.
There
that
is
I had
a
to
fly.
change.
I probably brought it with my chickens.
Yes,
They
because
probably came in with my chickens.
absolutely because we
Anyways,
know how flies
I'm
feel about
very
chickens.
proud of
Yes.
all this that's going down. It's
Yes.
going to be so organized and beautiful.
Did I get it? No.
And I've got everything that was prepped already cut, which
Oh.
means I am out of.
We will. Well, now that I'm here, and
Yeah.
I got and the team's here, we'll get that sorted, and we'll have these ready to go here shortly. Anyway, so that's all the excitement we have for shop news.
Oh no, I want to show off more prairie. I'm
That's
not
all I
done.
had. Well, that's all I had for shop news. Becky
Okay,
has
well,
more shop news.
I've been working so hard on this prairie, and every time I do something, I'm in
You have
love
to show- yeah,
more.
no, and just a quick second, I'm going to.
He's leaving me now.
No, I'm letting you do your thing.
Okay, this is block 4.
Woo!
Done and tested, baby cakes. Now let me tell you something. Lori puts out a be prepared portion on her blog. Which camera am I on, Ed? This one, thank you. A be prepared, where she tells you how to get ready with all your supplies. And I thought, I probably should be doing the same. Now, granted, we've already talked about the fabric you're going to get, the pre-cuts you're going to get, and the thread kit you can get, which to me just sets the blanket stitch off. Yeah, it sings. But I wanted to explain some of the other things that I'm using that is not in Lori's little Be Prepared. So this is Becky's Be Prepared. I have backed all my blocks with SF101 before I embroidered them. Now, 2 reasons. One is pucker free. Second is I didn't want to live with one of my thread colors poking through to the front of my quilt. These are very light colored backgrounds, and I don't want to see pink and green, and I didn't want to spend time like treating this like endless quilting and pulling out my bobbin threads and trimming them myself. I'm like, heck to the no. So I've lined every block with SF101. The other thing I used is a really good tearaway. You'll notice in this block, I didn't even bother tearing away inside my blankets. That's because I don't want to put extra stress I don't have to put on them. I tear away on the outside. This product, it doesn't dissolve, but it turns into fiber when it gets washed. So it mixes in with your batting and you'll never know it's there. So be prepared. If you're going to do it our way, I recommend SF101 and this happens to be OESD Clean and Tear, which is one of my favorites. So that's my Be Prepared. Want to see something else? Sure you do. Number 3 is done. We're just cruising. One's hanging out. Showed you 2 last week. Raring to go. Our plan is to stay up with Lori and do a block a week with Lori. So I have to have these all done and tested, or I'm not going to be able to keep up with Lori, and we want to. So that's it. Be prepared. Don't forget to buy Prairie Meadow. And he's not here, so I'm going to go.
Coming right just a second. I'm trying to get
I'm going to go into
our
Turbo
light
Tip.
studio on. It's broken.
I told you that 3 months ago.
Well, I'm going to go into
It was
Turbo
working
Tip.
It was working yesterday or last week.
And y'all know I like a good project
who knows?
board that fits in my project boxes. Why'd you switch? Just to confuse me? Okay. Well, the prairie blocks are 18 and a half inches large before we cut them down later. I'm not fitting that in my project box. That's not working. So I said, it also doesn't work for me when I'm piecing these pieced blocks together. I can't stay organized with a smaller board. So I'm hunting and hunting and hunting, and I go, oh, you know when you go into Michael's and you see those packs of art frames that are really cheap?
I don't go to Michael's very often.
These things, you see them by the bundle, and you go, well, they're only $10, and I got grandchildren, I guess I'll buy some. Well,
Is that 18 inches?
no, it's 16 by 20,
Okay.
but it's good enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Okay.
So I went, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm just going to take me my camera. You know, this isn't pretty. I obviously could make it prettier. But I just took me a piece of batting and my handy stapler.
Wait, your handy stapler or
No, it's mine.
Okay.
It's my handy stapler. And I stapled my batting to this, and all of a sudden I had, and you can see it's well used.
Yeah.
I could move all my pieces from the ironing table to my sewing table to my cutting table. They were all stacked, and I'll get into another hint later. But it was and it's a cheesy little piece of canvas. You know, those canvas boards. Literally, you get 10 for, I don't know, they come in all sizes. And I didn't have to cut any poster board. And guess what else? If you have a little hook or a little command hook,
Oh, sits right on. Okay.
you can even hang it on the wall.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's more. When you turn it upside down, it's a tray. It's a tray for your pieces before they're a block.
All I'm thinking though is you really need to, you know,
I do need to finish it off.
Those edges there don't look like they're up to
They don't
Becky
look.
quality.
They aren't. This was a last minute. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I was so excited, I prematurely showed it off.
Okay.
But you're right. I would like to have it.
Get some fancy duct tape or something and make it pretty.
Well, I would. Yes, I would probably do something better.
Get some molding.
I'm like, maybe y'all thought of this idea before.
Yeah.
But
No, it's a
I
fantastic
did
idea.
it, and I thought I got so many of these stupid canvas boards when they go on sale.
Why, do you sip and sip?
I like
Sip and-
to sip and paint.
There, yeah.
I paint with my grandchildren a lot, actually.
Is there a lot of sipping going
So
with the
these get
grandchildren
used.
too?
These do get used up. So I have an assortment of these. I have an assortment of everything.
Do the grandchildren get to sip as well?
Yes. Not gram juice.
Oh, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
If,
it's
you know,
different. It's not gram juice. That's what we call it, by the way.
gram juice.
Gram juice.
That sounds like you need to start your own
Line.
Yeah, your own line.
I'm sure everybody's already got their own version of it. But anyway, so we had a couple turbo tips, sleeves for pieces, and this because I forgot it last week. So. All right.
What?
You were doing something.
I've been making something to go along.
I'm just so excited about something.
Did you see the honest before? I got the floor started. It's kind of a mess. Anyway, so turbo tip brings us to what, workbench, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You broke it.
So workbench, yay, Brent's workbench. Today we're going to talk about quilt backs. I think we probably mentioned this before, but sometimes what I do and I can't think of what to do for workbench, I go on the quilting Reddit, r/quilting, and just see what people are asking, because it's kind of interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because it's all over the map sometimes.
Put it on him. I'm going to get ready for my next segment.
And one of the questions that came up about backs, and I think we've talked about this before, but I always like to reiterate this.
Thank
and
you.
somebody was like on this Reddit thing, was like, "Oh, just go get some cheap sheets for your backs." And I refrained myself because
You never refrain yourself.
I try to be nice online sometimes. But I wanted to go on and say why. Why would you get cheap sheets for your back? You put all this money and time into this beautiful top, And there's nothing that I find more fascinating or more interesting into the human psyche than all this effort that's put into the top, and somebody's like, let me get $3.99 extra wide muslin to put on the back of this quilt because I don't want to spend the extra $20 it's going to take to back it properly. Think of the amount of money you have in the top of a quilt.
And time.
And time. And then you're just going to throw any old piece of fabric on the back. And then what happens is you use your quilt and it wears out, and the back gets shredded eventually because you use cheap fabric. Now, I'm not saying you can't use bed sheets for the back, but the thing about bed sheets is the quality bed sheets that you should use if you're going to use a bed sheet for the back is going to cost more than actual fabric. So I just wanted to talk about that. That bed sheets will work on the back, but they tend to be different thread counts. If you're using cheap bed sheets, you're just cheaping out. Don't cheap out on your backs. That's all I wanted to say.
Bed sheets are very expensive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can use nice bed sheets, but at that point, if you're doing it to be cheap or to be frugal, as Danny likes to say. How many? You're frugal, Danny.
I am very.
How many quilts do you have with bed sheets on the back?
None.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying
that's because she doesn't put backings on her quilts.
That's true.
It saves a lot of money if you don't put backings.
And I'm not saying you can't do it. There's nothing wrong with saving yourself a little bit of money. But one of the things I would recommend instead is one of the things I love is just scrap backs. Take all your scraps left over and start throwing them together, and they make great backs. It's the back of a quilt. I understand the idea. It's the back of a quilt. Who sees it? I get that idea, but keep in mind the quality of the fabric on the back. If you're going to wear out a quilt, you can wear out the back faster than the front. Then you don't have a quilt because you don't have a back anymore. And all I'm saying, like I said, this really
is come in and buy some expensive backing.
Not necessarily. There's other options.
I haven't said hi to anybody.
Have you used old bed sheets for the binding and back side of curtain? Yeah.
Hi, Ian.
Backside of curtain. Yeah, from the backside of curtains, you're not going to get a lot of wear. That makes a lot of sense.
In the house.
But just keep in mind. All I'm saying, I'll finish up. I'm rambling at this point. All I'm saying is keep in mind the amount of time and effort and money you have in the top of your quilt. If you're using like thrift store fabric for the top, yeah, bed sheets make sense for the back. But if you've got $400 worth of fabric on the top, what's another $40 to get the right back for it? That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying.
And I just want people to think of that. Have that thought process. Don't have the thought process of, oh, that's cheap. Because, it's not cheap. This is a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. Spend a little money on yourself in the hobby.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do, Eddie?
Something just disappeared.
Eddie, what did you press? It's dying.
Are we even on the air anymore?
We probably.
you are.
It's
Okay.
the remote. He probably pressed something on the remote.
Okay. So,
Okay, let me see toss me the remote, Eddie.
All right, next.
okay. Last week, I think it was last week, we did sort of a butcher job on the update of the Luminaire. I just wanted to review the most important part and then tell you why I would get the update to the software even if you're not going to splurge for the upgrade. I keep seeing posts where people go, do I have to update? The update to the software is free, and it does include some benefits. It is different than the upgrade. So I'm trying to set this record straight on that.
Updates are free, upgrades cost money. That's how Brother does it.
Right, but the update does include some good stuff. So I recommend you do the update regardless.
And there's no reason not to do updates. Updates on these machines are not like Windows updates where they throw out they're like, we'll just throw it out there and then we'll fix the bugs later.
Right.
No, generally speaking, before they put an update out for a Luminaire, they have researched it quite a bit. What's that?
I'm anxious to show them my favorite
Yes,
stuff.
okay. I was just wanted to say that because the problem you have is people have these computer phobias and
I
misconceptions.
should have taken 2 pills today.
Okay.
Who won the strip? We
haven't done that yet.
Yeah, hang on.
That we'll do that next, I promise. Good idea, though. Okay, so the first thing I want to show is the flipping of guidelines. And we've talked about these guidelines before. You can go into sewing mode for this.
No, I want to make sure our camera's set up
Oh,
because we didn't have it turned on.
Okay.
There we go.
I've talked
Is this camera working,
before
Eddie?
about the guidelines on the Luminaire and how you can use them for all sorts of things. One of the things that they've done on it now, which I greatly appreciate, is once you turn it on, before your main line was always on one side, your sub line was always on another. It's just the way it was.
So your guidelines are up here.
There we go.
Hold on.
You can now flip them around, which means you can put the sub line on the left if you want. You can flip the two lines that you can create back and forth, which is handy if you're following a line that's on this side, because it's not always on the left.
Oh, this right here?
Yes. You got to turn them both on to actually
Oh.
see them flip, though. Under sub,
So,
make it something we can see.
okay. All right. Oh wait. Okay.
You don't have the laser on. There you go.
And then we go to main. Is that the one you're talking about? What am I
Yeah,
missing?
watch. Large, green.
Yeah.
Where do you want it? Right now, they're both on top of 0, which does you can
Oh.
leave one on 0, but you can't have them both on
They're
0.
not both on 0. Why
No,
not?
you can see it. It was showing up. There.
All right, there we go. Okay.
You just weren't.
All right.
weren't- So,
Can you go down here, Eddie? What? What do you?
I was making a wheel.
Oh, you're making the wheel.
well,
Can you fix our television's messed up too? We can't see what's going on.
I don't.
Okay, never mind.
technical
everybody's happy. If
difficulties.
everybody's
Can
happy,
anybody see?
as long as you can see
Danny,
everything,
is this showing up? The bed of the machine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because our system in here is not helping us. So that allows you to reverse the lines.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so if we offset it. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
That's new. That's new with the upgrade. But my favorite thing for the upgrade, I won't go through it all because I know some of you are boring, but if you go into Design Center, if you close out here and go into Design, heard me complain about this. I think they listened to me.
What is going on?
No, they
You
didn't
back,
listen to
you back
me,
here,
but
Eddie?
they didn't listen to me.
I'm back there.
Hold on, are we-
So, are we live or not? I don't-
Yeah, you're live.
Okay, keep
It's
going
just
then.
Things are going, yeah.
Okay,
Do your
so
thing.
in Utility in Design Center, Brent.
Yeah, Design Center.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You know-
think you're live.
You know how we used to have all those shapes? Well, we still have all those shapes.
Hold on a
YouTube
second.
is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Does that mean you're
Oh
You're
no.
poor internet?
They're saying it looks fine.
We're good.
Oh
We're
no,
also
you're not
delayed.
boring.
We're
No,
delayed.
They can see it.
It's good.
They
It's
said
in
about.
now.
Can we go to Design Center,
Yes.
please?
They're saying it because they're also delayed.
Yeah, that's the problem is, yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay,
Okay, in Design Center, when you go to shapes now,
shapes here.
this to me was so cool. Look it, they're numbered. They were never numbered before, so I used to have to say, like the third one over and the fourth one down. No.
So how,
Now you can say number 21. I use shape number 21. Now watch what else happens when you hit shape number 21. Because they never come in the size we want. And we used to have to sit there and go,
yeah, I was supposed to do that? Or,
size, yes, hit size.
yeah. And resize it?
Mm-hmm. No. Didn't we update this machine?
Yeah.
You can now change the sizing by typing it in.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't know why you don't have that.
I don't know
Yeah,
either.
you guys updated online.
Well, it's
Live.
working on the one I did at home, so darn gun it.
Oh, okay.
It's
hold
one of
on.
my favorite things that you can go
Is
in.
that in Design Center or in the other portion? In embroidery?
Oh, it's in Design Center. Maybe you need to touch size first. See where's.
Okay, Design Center. We're gonna grab a shape. Shape 21.
Okay.
Okay. And then
I'm not gonna
size.
wing it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to figure out why it's not working. I hate that one.
Oh, right
Oh,
there.
there it goes. Okay, phew.
Because there's an extra tab up here now. That tab is new.
Oh, okay, there we go. We did it.
So now you can
Now
set
you
it.
can type in your sizes, which to me is huge because I could never get it exactly what I wanted either. I'd go too big, too small, too big, too small, too big, too small. So this is,
That's kind of fun.
well, it gets it more accurate.
Yes.
And,
now,
and they're numbered, so if you make
can
something
you
with it,
lock the
aspect ratio,
Yes.
that I don't know.
Because I was just noticing that if I change that, for example, to 4,
The other one doesn't change
The other one doesn't-
automatically.
doesn't
So
change.
I have not seen the, no. You
Yeah.
cannot lock the aspect ratio. You have to change them yourself.
okay.
But at least you can type them in now.
Yes.
Because that was one of the things that really bothered me.
Oh yeah, I can. It depends. Yeah, because you're just kind of trying to dial it into
I
the.
really
Yep.
like being able to do that. Let me see if there's anything else that was really fun.
And these are all on the update. You do
Yes.
not need the upgrade for this.
Those are my most favorites.
This you get for free by updating your machine.
Yes. And as a side note, it will also allow us to use the new magnetic hoop that's coming out, which you can purchase separately. You don't
Yes.
have to buy the whole upgrade kit in order to buy the magnetic frame.
But it will save you probably a couple $100 if you buy it all at once. There's
if you want everything.
Yeah, if you get the
else. Some
upgrade
people don't
hoop
need all
bundle,
the
yeah.
other things. It's the end foot and the this and that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought what a great opportunity to talk about brother magnetic frames versus dime magnetic frames.
Yes, because they both have their place.
But before we do that, is the spinning wheel ready to rock and roll?
I think so.
Where's Miss Danny? Are
don't
you
know.
all ready for the spinning wheel of fun? The spinning wheel of fun
Why is our screen so screwed up, Eddie?
was from those people that commented on last week's video.
That wanted to.
I want a strip, and I did allow strip set. John is so proper; he couldn't just put in "I want a strip." He had to put in "I want a strip set." So
Because all the ladies would be
so
like,
don't make
John,
sure,
you're
yeah,
a
make
strip."
sure John's in there, okay? Oh man, we're having a mess today. I don't know if we should keep going.
Well, as long as it's fine on their end, this is just our end.
So this is for this beautiful, beautiful floret strip set by Wilmington Crystals. It's gorgeous stuff. Spinning wheel? I can't see it.
Yeah, we can't see. Is
And
it?
I can't.
I'm more.
You working on it?
Oh my gosh.
What's going on? Do you know, Eddie? Do you know why it's all screwed up on our screen?
Oh man, it's so I can't get excited if I can't see.
Hold on a second. What's wrong with our screen?
It is a nice update, Jean. It
There
really
you go.
is.
Okay, Eddie just
Okay,
fixed it.
yay!
Okay.
Thank you, Edward.
Now spin that thing like you mean it.
Yeah,
There
come
we
on,
go.
There, give it a go. And
There we go. Eh.
Sue! Woohoo! You
Yay!
did. You stripped. And speaking of Sue, I want to give Sue another shout out. Sue, one of our beautiful FPQ buddies,
Yes.
attended the McCall class and entered her quilt in the fair.
Oh, yes. I just heard that. Somebody was in the shop talking about.
And won a blue ribbon
Oh,
for
you got
her
one?
McCall quilt.
Nice.
I'm
Yes.
so proud to say, yay, we know
Yeah,
her.
just because a couple minutes ago somebody's in the shop, they saw the pattern, like somebody did this in the fair and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And Sue's
Did
like,
you
"It was
send her
me."
to come see this one?
She said, I said it.
Ah.
It was her.
Yeah. So I wanted to shout that out too because I
Yes.
thought that was real. So congratulations,
Congrats,
Sue.
Sue.
It's your lucky day. I can't wait to see what you make with these. That's her name on it. Okay, can we do? I have a quiz for
Yeah.
today too.
Yeah,
Let's
I
do
think
that.
too. I'm-
Okay, this
like I
is the
said,
live
I'm
quiz, the
out
$10
of sorts.
GC. Everybody, yes, it is. Thank you. Congratulations, Sue. Everyone's excited for you. I know, a blue ribbon. Oh, I love it.
I got a blue ribbon once.
I'm always too afraid to enter anything. You know what I would be afraid of getting?
What?
Honorable mention. And to me, that's like, well, we're glad you like it, but I don't know why she wanted to enter this. Honorable mentions are like, we feel so bad for you, we're going to give you something. I don't like them.
Well, you have to keep in mind too that
That's
I also,
like, okay, I lost.
I really think though that
Okay,
there's also
I just lost.
there's a little bit of subjection to.
Well,
quotes.
I know, but
and
I
so they
have
might
to.
not like
I don't want an honorable mention. I don't. So I was so happy when Sue got blue and had the gumption to enter it because she was nervous about it, but she did it and she put it out there for everybody to see, and they She got a blue ribbon.
Because her quilt was gorgeous. She
It
had to
was
put it out
gorgeous.
there.
It was
That's
a
like bragging rights.
showstopper.
Yeah,
It was
this
a
is bragging rights.
showstopper.
You got to put that out there and brag about it. Look what I made. Yeah, right, Sue?
showstopper.
No,
In the back of the car.
the dogs are sleeping on it.
Okay, so quiz.
Yes.
$10 GC we give out to the live audience and to the folks online.
Yes, one of
who
each,
are
yes.
all nicely joining us and gabbing it up, which I love.
Yes.
Duct tape, I prefer trim. I know, Jean, you're talking about the canvas.
Yeah.
I was thinking I might have to get some Lori Holt fabric from my prairie
Yeah.
kit and,
And trim it around.
yeah,
and glue it.
yeah.
Some bedazzle it with some.
Well, I don't have time
With
to
some
bedazzle.
rhinestones.
I'm too busy digitizing, but something.
Okay.
But anywho, actually, she has washi tape that matches.
Washi.
Okay, quiz. I ramble. Don't let me ramble.
That's all right. I have no material today, so I'm letting you do all the talking.
God. Okay, quiz based on last week's show. First answer, in and out, is a $10 GC to FPQ. Are you ready? Danny's not here to drum roll.
Eddie will make it happen.
Last week, I thought Eddie was house cleaning when he interrupted me by moving something with a what? He moved the lamp, a studio lamp, with a what?
Yeah, I was
Because he forgot
bewildered.
to turn it on.
I was bewildered as well.
I thought he was housekeeping. What tool did he use to move the studio lamp towards him to turn it on? Yeah, Gene!
Yeah, Gene's got it.
Gene!
Do you guys know?
Broom?
Yes.
Is there?
Yes.
He did. He took a broom. I said, "Oh, there must be a cobweb."
Yeah.
And then the lamp went. And if you, there it is. There's
Yes,
the broom.
there's the broom.
Right there. Gene. Woo
Gene,
woo. Oh,
yeah.
we had a groom. I think that's a spelling boo boo.
Groom?
But yeah, groom. Used to groom. Mop, close. But the winner is Gene.
Gene, yay.
Yeah. There was a broom. I thought he was sweeping away a spider or something, and then he took. These lamps are. They are not little and they are fragile, and he just grabbed it with the broom.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, yeah." But anyway, okay.
He's solving problems. He's a problem
He
solver.
was solving problems. He certainly was in his Eddie way. So I
Yes.
give him credit for that. Okay, so do you want me to go back to magnetic frames then? Because
Yeah.
there's a distinct difference between the two.
Yes, I think it's really good to cover this.
And let me tell you something. There's a place in my tool shed for both kinds.
Yes.
So it isn't if I want to only own one or the other. I don't. I am very anxious to see the new size one coming out by Brother because I don't have that size in a Brother magnet. Now this one is the smallest one they make, yes? Or
Yes,
am I
is that
wrong?
the 5x7?
This is the 5x7.
Yes, they make a 5x7 and they make this one.
Now this goes on several machines.
Yes,
This is not a frame that you have to have a Luminaire for.
that is correct.
It is actually very lightweight. Why do I like this? I have used this for prairie a lot, which I also wanted to. A lot of the blocks on prairie I can do in a 5x7. And I'm going to use this whenever I can over the dime hoops, and here's why.
You want to do an overhead shot for us, Eddie?
I demonstrated with the stashing hoop how I liked putting it under
Yeah.
my machine and using the projector. So if you have a Luminaire, that's to die for.
Yeah.
Because what you can do is put this under your machine, project your image down, put your fabric in place, and then start snapping these on. Very much like the sashing strip I showed you, the sashing hoop I showed you 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
I think. So that I like. But secondly, it's how it attaches. I literally will rake my fabric and snap. This is on my machine. Rake my fabric and snap. Now what these are doing, if you see, is I should have probably put this in.
I was
I'll never
gonna
get
say.
them off. Usually there's
I'm waiting for it
fabric.
to catch your fingers.
Yeah, well, usually there's fabric, so that doesn't happen. These magnets aren't as strong as these magnets, but they're certainly strong enough. The beauty of this is I have no fear when I'm going in and out of the machine that anything is
You can
sliding.
picture.
Oops, I'm sorry. I can go in and out of my machine with no fear that I'm going to slip and slide.
Yes.
And I still don't get any burn marks. And I can move my fabric when I need to by just doing one of these.
And I think it's important, if you're looking, you can see, if you see that little curved edge under there.
Yeah.
That goes under, and that helps keep the fabric from sliding in
There's
the hoop.
no sliding.
Yeah.
There's no sliding. And even when I'm quilting, if I'm going around, well, let's say I custom quilt around a prairie flower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to use the dime hoop for that. It can, as you're quilting, that thing can slide. And you get nervous. When I'm using these, no slippage. Sometimes I don't care.
I love all the warnings on.
Oh yeah, 'cause- yeah. But so I literally, this is, if I can use this hoop because it's so lightweight and so easy for me to handle, this is a go-to hoop for me. And I believe, can the Dream Weaver even use this?
The Dream Machine, oh yeah.
Yeah, how about lower than Dream Machine?
I believe they should be able. Yes.
I love these hoops, and I wish.
I can tell you. Just 1 second. I can check it
So
for
this
you.
is 5x7, but this is probably my most used magnetic hoop. Now let's talk about the dime. Until the new brother one comes out, this is my most used dime hoop. I've talked to you before about how I use the little clips to help maintain things in place. I've also talked about how I will put double-sided tape on my frames if I don't want anything to move around. But what happens with these, if you aren't extremely careful, and I'll give you a tip, if you make sure you line up your bottom before you start anything, you can then use that as a guide that, hey, this is straight. But I'm telling you, now sometimes you want that. Sometimes you're doing an edge to edge, and you're fine with a little movement. In fact, sometimes the movement's a good thing, so you can wiggle and woggle and get it right up and straight. But that's where I get nervous about the dime hoops. If I'm doing applique or really fine quilting work, like the teeny tiny stipplings around my snowmen,
Mm-hmm.
these make me nervous. That's when I'll try and use either this one or this baby, which I love, and I was so waiting for them to come out with a bigger one. This guy is a lot heavier.
And that's the 9. That's 9.5 by 14, right?
7 by 14. That's what.
Okay, so
That's what made me go. Why didn't they make it 9? But they didn't.
Oh, they can tell you why.
The weight.
No, the width. You see how much wider you are here?
Oh.
So they.
Yeah, but there's room in there. They're making a 10-inch one now.
Yeah.
So that's what ports
But I think
use.
that one was used. They made that one came out for the Dream Machine though.
Well, I love it.
Yeah, so that's why the 10.5.
Even with batting and backing and everything else in it, again, I put it on the machine. Now, these magnets are stronger, so you have this silly little tool. It's not silly, I like it actually, that you use to get your magnets off. But look at the design on this. See that mountain?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That is what keeps, even though you have backing and batting and fabric, it goes over that with no hoop burn, and then this is a magnet on, a magnet on each side. So it is locking that sucker in. It does not move. And once again, you can do it right on your machine. And some people are really crafty. They'll do this. They'll take these off. See, I'm telling you. They'll leave these on, or they'll leave the small ones on, I should say. Let's put this one back. And then I did that backwards. I'm telling you, you need the tool.
I'm waiting for you to get bit.
I
You're
know.
making me nervous.
Well, when you have backing and batting, it isn't as
Yeah, I know, but I'm
dangerous.
watching you do this now, so it's like I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for
They'll
you.
take off the big ones and just keep these small ones on, and say they're way down at one end, they'll actually just slide their quilt
Oh,
when
okay.
they're doing their quilting.
Yeah.
And then they'll throw the other magnets back on.
Okay.
So that helps keep your quilting straight, too. Something I can't do with the dime hoops. But I have the dime hoops,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they have a place in my
yeah.
in my room. But whenever I can, I'm reaching for my brother hoop, unless I want wiggle room, which usually I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But some people do. So That's the difference in the hoops. So that's the excitement over the new hoop because it's going to be 10 by 10.
Yep.
Or 10 and a half
I think
by
10
10
and a half, yep.
So I'm very excited about that coming in.
Yep. And I'm not sure that 5x7, if that's going to work on all machines, the way, because I can just, I've covered this before, but I'll show you guys how to check stuff like
Well, you
this.
need to look it up. You should know that.
I'll look it up, but if you look at the edge of a hoop, can you zoom in here, Eddie? Right there.
I'm playing with my
This little nub
magnets.
here, that little nub tells the machine what size hoop it is.
Oh.
And what's really fascinating is the magnetic hoop
Oh, it has two.
has
hoops.
one in the same spot, which is, that's going to tell it's a 5x7. But my suspicion is that second nub is telling it that it's magnetic. So
Well,
I don't know.
You know what happens on some of these magnetic hoops? Is it automatically, the machine goes in and adjusts your speed.
Yeah. So yeah, the second nub
This
is
heavier one,
yeah.
I think it forces you down to 700 stitches per minute.
Oh, that
You
makes
can't-
sense.
You can't go at the 1200 stitches per minute speed, which is usually if I'm quilting, I'm not at that speed
Yeah.
anyway. But, so, yeah,
cool.
awesome. So that's my spiel on magnetic hoops and on why I have both in my repertoire, but my favorite is by far the Brothers.
Yeah, the brother.
But
That's
at
been
a time,
that's
they
been- that's been-
weren't
that's been
an
an ongoing
option.
debate. Well, yeah, because
They weren't an
the
option,
only one they
so I
had was this
brought all the
5x7.
dime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like just regular kind of all over background quilting, doesn't
The dime is very
is-
easy
yeah, I
to
was gonna
use,
say, 'cause that's just
especially if
quick and
you do the flip up over your machine
Yeah.
method and lay it down.
Yeah, because if
and
you're
then
doing
move
like
it
the
back.
Kimberbell blue tiles or something, it's,
Oh
just,
yeah,
it's really quick.
it's great for that.
Yeah.
It's great. But if I'm doing applique, every time I reach for a dime hoop, I get very nervous. Can I do it? Yes. But I have to be very conscious of
Yeah.
what I'm doing, which is why I would reach for the brother hoops in that case.
And kind of as a side note, check the play in your hoops. I've seen this on a few machines. The bigger hoops, you may find
yeah. Mm-hmm.
you might have a little bit of play in the mechanism where it's in there. That is adjustable. So if you're on a machine and you're finding that your hoops are a little wiggly, talk to your local dealer. They should be able to adjust that out a little bit. There's a spring in there that
What
you can.
about some of my hoops going tighter than others, and that irritates me.
That can be adjusted as well, but the problem is there's a difference between hoops. So if you adjust it out for one hoop, so a particular hoop, you might find that the other hoops are now have issues.
Can I like sand down my hoop,
You could, yes.
or you know?
Yes, you
See,
could.
This is one I had is
Yeah, you
tighter
could-
than
you
my
could-
others, and my guess is it's
Yeah,
because
you-
dimes.
Yeah,
that's
the-
a little too thick.
Yeah, there might be quality control issue. As long as you, like I said, as long as you don't mess with the little nub on the side, you should be fine. But there are adjustments
It's
in
almost
there.
getting worn down automatically.
Yeah, but I would just say I have run into some machines out of the box that there's a little bit of play in the hoops,
Yeah.
and so you might notice you usually see it in the bottom right corner. That you'll notice that for some reason stuff's not lining up. If that's the case, if for some reason all your embroidery
It's
or whatever,
wiggly.
yeah, it's the hoop that's wiggling, and that
And
can
the
be fixed.
more larger the hoop,
The
the
worse.
more play you have,
Yeah.
which is why even though I have a huge hoop,
Yeah,
what is it, 16 by something? I don't
Yeah.
know, you will not see me designing the applique for prairie in that hoop.
yes. And that's one of the reasons why I
Because it-
really can't see embroidery machines getting much bigger is because we're getting to the outer edges of where you can maintain
Yeah, and I'm
the
doing,
precision.
when we're doing prairie, we are doing, that buttonhole stitch needs to be where it needs to
Yep.
be, okay? So if you say, oh, I'm just gonna slap it all on and do one big awesome hooping, well, when you can't, because it's still too big for that, but you could probably do it in two in your big hoop.
Yeah,
I am not recommending that.
Yep.
I get much better results by zeroing in with a small, the
Yep.
smallest tube for each component. That's how we're doing
yeah,
it.
and it's just a limitation of the
It's just better
machines. And you
results.
can also, like I said, if you are finding you've got a little bit too much play in your bigger hoops, that can be adjusted. Talk to your local dealer about it.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to get a rash of people like, oh, is it got too much play? Because you know what happens? It's like that when you check
Yeah.
a WebMD, everybody has cancer.
Oh,
What I just
I
said,
did that for
everybody-
my fingers, almost canceled the surgery,
Yeah.
okay? And then wish I had.
Yeah.
I should have listened to WebMD, just saying. Just saying, I should have listened. But the right foot for the job.
Yeah.
Yes, right tool, not foot,
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah, it
Yes,
says
got
tool.
it. Yeah, yay, Kyle, you will love it, I'm sure. Oh no.
What?
It was important and it just flew out my brain.
Well, your nails look good, so we'll go there.
I did them. I forget what I was just going to. Oh, no. Now I got it. Regarding prairie, you can't tell I'm living and
Yeah.
dying getting this prairie stuff ready.
Yeah.
After much thought, it's regarding the hoops.
Yeah.
I said, can I make this work for 6x10?
Mm-hmm. And can you?
I can.
Okay.
Now, I think you would be crazy to do it with a 6x10
Yeah.
because you're going to have a lot of double hoopings.
Yeah.
However, you could do almost everything except the center
Yeah.
without double hooping. But the center is easily split in half, so we can
Yeah.
give you hoop 1, hoop 2.
Yeah.
I've tested it. But I'm thinking, we're going to have a classroom full of beautiful machines.
We are.
And if you did everything, let's say you only had a 5x7 at home,
Yeah.
you did everything, which does probably 80% of it.
Yeah.
If you did all of that at home, the way this thing is laid out,
You just,
you can come in and rent one of our machines for a day and bang out the centers.
nice.
Just another option.
Yes.
But I can put it up in 6x10s too.
Yeah.
People want, but I don't know why you'd want to do those centers and 2 hoopings
Oh,
because
no,
it's
yeah.
a big piece and you gotta. It's like we did with Frosty with
Yeah.
the snowbanks. Well, I tried to. If I would do that so differently, I'd be like, no, there's 2 snowbanks.
Take some artistic license. 2 snowbanks. Yes.
But that is an option
Yeah.
for people who are on the fence or they go, oh, I can't do it in my embroidery hoop. You can do a lot of it in your now 4x4. No,
Yeah.
no, there's
But keep
not.
it-
there's a few you can do in a 4x4, but
But keep
very
in
few.
mind, if you do want to do prayer, you don't need an embroidery machine.
And you don't need an
You can
embroidery
do it
machine.
all.
You do
Just
not.
fuse it on and do your blanket stitch.
Yeah.
That's all doable as well. That's.
Yeah. But if you were all prepped and you came in here with your
Yeah.
materials
Yeah.
and you just had your centers to do,
Yeah.
you can kick those out in a day.
Oh yeah.
'Cause then they're the last thing on the blocks. Just
So keep that
saying.
in mind. And those kits we should have those kits start going out here soon.
I was thinking of all that stuff, but yeah, we
Well,
can
nice.
we can make 6x10 available.
So anyway, I think is that everything?
I wouldn't want to do the centers that way, but it can be done.
Well, we made it through. It was one of those days. It started out kind of rough.
I know. Sorry.
I was here. Yeah. It's not your fault. I mean, look at me.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're good. We're good.
Yes.
Congratulations, all our winners.
Yes. Congratulations.
Sue and Jean.
Yep. And Sue's over there shaking her head like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for putting up with us for today, or putting up with me. Becky, as always,
Us.
does a wonderful job.
Oh yeah. Don't look at the feedback.
Everything I listen to says never look at the feedback.
Don't look at
Just
the
don't look at the
feedback.
feedback. So just leave nice feedback. So when we look at it, we're like, yay! Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yes.
So on, and be excellent to each other.
Toodle.